Hi guys. This is Professional High Priestess here. I just wanted to go ahead and share some information with you guys regarding um, some documents that I had been receiving. So you guys have to understand that because of what was going on with the gang stalking and the spell work, people were contacting me on secret emails um, and sending me certain information. So I just wanted to let you know that there was a group of people that had contacted me, and they sent me some information regarding that's fine, regarding a man that is like that people have been looking for because he's one of the main traffickers that's been running around. So you guys don't know that they sent me I'm not going to show the whole thing, but they sent basically his healthcare card with his social security number and everything. And you guys are like, why would they fax this to you? Because somebody got very messy and went to go spread a story like, oh, do you want to hear about Brujeria in the court, et cetera, et cetera. And somebody was able to fax me some documents that would end up coming up now in regards to who was playing with trafficking all these Black and brown people for clinical trial testing, mainly the Spanish, what they call Oaxaca community. So what ended up happening is they went ahead and faxed me this information because they saw everything going on with the court case and they saw how they were playing and going back and forth. And what's going to end up happening is the police are going to have to look into this because why are they faxing our information? Because in the virtual reality, right? Remember, they've been uploading us to virtual reality, playing other games and stuff like that. And somebody was like, oh, do you know that this is, hey, we sent you this information about this man. Do you know what's going on with this? Because they were uploaded to the virtual reality as well. And they heard about my story in my YouTube channel. So you guys have no idea that you remember yesterday I talked about how I sent a letter to the assembly, and because I exposed a bunch of people, they sent me some nonsensical letter talking about some you're harassing people by sending out information about the crimes that we're basically committing. Basically, what he's saying is we did this thing. We don't want people to know that we did this thing because it involved us using our private parts with children. What we're going to do now is try to make it seem like this thing did not happen and that we're being offended by the truth. Basically, that's what you just said, and you try to like legalize that mental illness. Do you see how a lot of people try to legalize mental illness? So then what ended up happening is because of this letter and because of what just came out, because of this letter, they didn't know that I was getting information the whole entire time because I showed you guys this yesterday too. This is another thing that's going to come out. So you got this insurance card. That's one of the things that I got about this man. He's the main primary trafficker in like the biggest cities and states: California, Arizona, Texas, the Alabama, Tennessee, Kansas, Kentucky area, because they kind of share workforces and stuff like that. People go back and forth for work. Florida, the New Hampshire, Boston, Lawrence area, not necessarily New York, and some parts of Virginia. That's where his hand is. You won't really find him in Chicago or Indiana, etc. But he knows people out there, so he's like the primary one. So they sent me his information, and the police are watching my page now. We could say that the state of California is watching our channel because they're facilitating an investigation. So they're gonna have to pull this up in their investigation, and they're gonna have to disprove that everything that I've said on my channel. They have to disprove every single last thing. Or basically, what they've done is they've approved several lawsuits, and they have to settle me out of court. And what they did was just prove that the state of California was sanctioning violence against Black and brown people for their economic interests, for their businesses, because Gavin Newsom has a bunch of businesses and investments. So you guys don't know that this ended up coming up. I filed a police report, right? And one of the things that happened with this police report is the officer gave me a number on this police report, and I was like, okay, what is this? And I went to go look this up. This was the filing. Here we go. So this is actually is it? Let me see. It wasn't this one, but it was an SEC filing. I already have this on my YouTube from before. It was a SEC filing, and it had this specific number. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you Google that number, this comes up. So this officer gave me this. That's so funny because this kind of looks like my social security number too, which is like really, really funny. If I show it to you, you're gonna be like, that's very strange. So, one of the things that ended up happening here was this was like a link to a specific company that was providing them with specific chemicals that they were playing with. It's like them and a few other people were like all involved in a ring. And I was like, okay, this is very interesting. But I also changed this to a different number. And it had like different companies that were like attached to it. Yeah, another SEC filing. Yeah. It's a bunch of shit that was going on. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but I guess like there's like a rabbit hole with this, like some documents and things like that. So um yeah, yeah. Yeah, so what ended up happening was they took my report and then they put this on the report and whatnot. And I think that what needs to happen is people are going to end up looking into this and trying to find out what ended up happening here with that number and what that number is specifically about, because it has nothing to do with anything that I have. That number is not on any document that I have, and it's not a specific number that's associated with, like any of the sequences, like court case numbers or docket numbers for different different court cases, or some type of login or ID or some type of like identifying like handle, like screen name or something like that for documents or something like that. So that's one of the things that I just wanted to show you guys, right? So we have that, and then we have this fax, which proves that they've been basically like which proves that we've been getting information because people are being harassed and stalked and things like that, and it's coming out. So you guys also remember that we had that 37 file, which is starting a bunch of stuff because of what they were doing playing. So I'm going to show you guys this one more time just to show you how serious this is, that this all just came out and laid out like this because people were playing spell work and doing stuff that they shouldn't have been doing. But it was God's plan the whole time to just like expose this. And I thought it was so funny that Fani had said that God is leading her and like things like that. And like Jesus told her like that, she should prosecute, or like, I got a message from God, or I was like consulting with my church community or something like that. And they try to say that they were trying to play. Yeah, it was like something like that, alleged improper relationship. But there was something that she had said. Somebody put it in the media, and I just felt like that was like so funny. Like, why are you guys like demonizing Black women like that? Why are you so in our business to the point where we say stuff like that? And then you're like, oh, she may be off mentally or can't do their job. And you're like running like pedophile rings. I'm so sorry. That's so disgusting. Like, no, I want you to really think about that. Like the fact that I may be involved in some type of illicit trade or transaction or business, and then like you're basically like calling on your faith that's helping you like concurrently deal with what I'm doing, and I'm trying to make it seem as if there's something like going on with you because I'm the one that's in the wrong. Hey, real talk, for white people, you need to be very careful because you may end up putting yourself in a specific position to get analyzed in a certain way that could include like medical, legal, like regulation eventually against you. So this 37 file was going. So now I put more information when drama backfires. So basically, the story was that they were playing with the virtual reality. They were causing a bunch of chaos with it, starting a bunch of shit, stalking and harassing people. And what ended up happening was that they were getting uh, stuff about certain cases leaked in the virtual reality. So certain rogue investigators, I think it's so funny how my skin is like two different colors. So that's the sun for you. So it's like chocolate here and then peanut butter here. So, anyways, what ended up happening here was they were leaking a bunch of information that they had found about them, I guess, because people kept on complaining about them and like they were watching my channel, thought it was funny. And then they ended up building something like this that, like, without a shadow of a doubt, proves that something is going on that they're going to try to say, I don't see it. So basically, what ended up happening was the 37 kept on coming because you guys know that we've seen this before on my channel with the 313, my birthday popping up, a bunch of stuff, right? I have 313, and you guys saw that too. So one of the things that ended up happening was there was like an outcry of this, and people started playing in my inbox and sending me certain things, mailing me certain things, being funny with the registrations, like, oh, you can affiliate this. If they type this in, they'll get this number, like something like that to like play. And it ended up like backfiring and building this 37 file with like all the information of what they were doing and proof that they were starting stuff because it was who emailed me. It's not the fact that people emailed me. That's in statistics, that's basically like that's too random, right? But and it would eventually like give like a false like uh a false prediction or false inference to like our prediction to our outcomes. So basically, it will then allow us to make like specific recommendations or say that there's specific hypotheses that are true that are not, right? Because we've gotten data that doesn't really relate to like what we are looking to like quantify or identify. It doesn't relate to the data set. So I can go to the dollar store and I can buy one thing, and you guys know at the dollar store it's 125. Because of tax, it will turn out to be 137, but that's basic, right? Now, let's say, for instance, I go to a store, I buy like 20 different things, they're all different prices, and then my outcome is like 2037. Then I can say, oh, okay, right? And that's like statistic, because this is going to be a statistical project. This is a statistical map right here. And it's so crazy that they did this because what they just basically show is that divination is a type of sequence, it's a type of science, right? On one end, but then what they basically showed was that you can quantify the effect of playing with the herbal realm through floating points and through their numerical like sequences. So that's what's going to end up happening here. So basically, the first thing is I filed a restraining order against his friend, his friend, the white man that you guys keep on seeing stalking and harassing me, and basically using their position to basically like play with fentanyl, play with people's kids sexually, and start a bunch of nonsense and organize those rings and play with the whole entire state. So what ended up happening was the response that you're seeing is just basically like one-off white men playing at the job and starting a bunch of nonsense and not doing their job in their investigation and opening up a gate for a bunch of litigation and chaos to happen all at once to remove people from office, period, in the state of California. So they don't know that different groups have gotten together and there are different choices that we have and you can be removed and that's just it. And people don't have to like agree with it and they have no power in it because what your hand is involved in is so outrageous, right? Whoa. Oh, I know that. Right. So let's keep on going. So, yeah, yeah, 37 file. So this was a court case. I filed against his best friend because they were playing with me, starting a bunch of shit. You have to understand, Castle was the director of the Boys and Men of Color Initiative. So for a black man to be doing all that and then playing a white woman, and then it comes out that his mom is white, it's like starting a bunch of wars in the Bay Area because everyone's just now seeing like how dysfunctional these people are. So I filed a restraining order on him, and then he filed one against me 2 days later. But do you see how karma comes? Because had you never ran your hand to be messy like that, this wouldn't have happened. I feel like all the stuff that we've talked about on my channel, you guys get to see that I live my truth, I speak my truth, I take care of myself, and I'm really affiliated with God. Because how did this happen? This wouldn't have happened if I wasn't affiliated with the higher power or my higher self. Because God wouldn't have given any of this, laid this all down. Like, do you see this, this, and this, and this? You'll come back later and you'll see why this happened, right? So then it said conspiracy theories and their truth reduction, 37 downloads. Somebody sent this to me. They think it's funny that like they're sending this out to get people to come to my channel. And a lot of people have found out that a lot of people, so many people are watching this. People have made deals over this. They've gone viral. They've gotten all kinds of stuff going on. You guys remember that Jared Jermaine, he posted about this. I can't explain to you how crazy this is. Once again, the virtual reality and then them playing like this, all the rappers and hella people are watching this. Here we go. The origin, and then look at his page, right? But my thing, and this 1818 is going to come up again. That 818 is going to come up again. I'm telling you, you guys are so delusional. But what ended up happening here is, where is this sound going viral? It's going viral in the virtual reality. That's basically like what he's saying. Because where did this go viral? This didn't go viral on social media because we would have been seeing this. Like, you know that song, "Bam Paka, Bam Paka, Ya Ora." something like one day when I'm gonna get famous, I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna be good and people are gonna remember how they didn't help me. That song. You remember that? Or uh I know. Paro, paro, paro. You guys know that other song that was going viral, right? We would be able to see that, or that other song. This one went viral. This one went viral too on a lot of people's page. You guys would have been able to know this. But by the way, before I play this, this is one of the sickest fucking videos ever. The old schools are crazy in this video. Just prepare yourself. You have to.
Introducing.
Can I call you Rose? Cause you're sweet like a flower in bloom. Can I call you Rose? Cause your fragrance takes over the room. Darling, I wanna so can I call you Rose? Cause your thorns won't let love in too soon. Can I call you Rose? Cause your roots have the power to consume me. I wanna I think you guys should go watch the rest of this video. I love this song. But this is one of the songs that had gone viral, and it's from 4 years ago. It's not from right now. And it had gone like viral on social media, right? So I wanted to show you that just to show like if it had been going viral like that, we would have known. But it was because it was going viral in the virtual reality because they were playing too much. So now you see what I'm talking about. Do you see what I'm talking about? Okay, good. So then what was happening was people were putting out certain things. I wanted to show you Gavin Newsom ended up getting caught up. He didn't know that this was all going on though, because they were missing certain things on my channel. Like they will see certain things and then not do certain things. But that's what happens when you're mentally ill. You get set up. There was something that come out. I think Gavin Newsom 37 pardons. Yeah, he pardoned 37 people. This was just recently starting shit. Like, oh, I want to jump into the game and get himself caught up in drama. So, Sacramento sheriff, several children were targeted using this technology. They got caught. Um, the World Conservation Society, which proves something else like that. How many people were watching this and the type of people that were watching this and the network of families that were playing with this. And they sent this out at 7:37. They thought that was funny because it was like really high time in the virtual reality. You guys have to understand that it was so intense and so much chaos was going on. That's why they were doing that. So the lawyer for their case, because remember I filed a case against them, so they wanted to go back and forth and play with me. This is the lawyer that they hired, and this is her bar license number. 37 at work, victim of a crime, emailing me at 11:37 because they were playing too much. LA, I complaint to Department of Justice. My number is 37. This is weird. Yeah, because you're playing with magic, but this is what I'm talking about. Why are you starting this type of shit? Look at this. Yeah. 9:37. Yeah, she sent this over. Because she saw that. Look at this. GitHub, 7:37, because they wouldn't give us our code and they were playing with our account. Look at this. Department of Justice, 12:37. Um, I put in a records request for some police documents and stuff like that. Look at the record request number. This is for the video of the kidnapping. Look at this right here. Calling me at 1:37 a recruiter, playing because they know. Playing at the job, starting all the shit with the virtual reality, starting stuff. 37, look at this Harry Potter flyer that they sent me to my house. Look at this one. Yeah, works at the police station, looks just like her. She took my report. I was like, oh, this is so disgusting. People knew what I meant by that. But then look at her thing was like, this is a manifestation of the magic again. They were playing. Yeah, yeah, and her dad looks just like Castle. So this is the 37 with the rappers. This is how this got started because they were playing in the virtual reality, and then people started setting each other up and like exposing certain things and saying, "Oh, this there's a body that's being left here or that's been found in this lake or river. It was this person and this person because of this hood beef drama because they were talking in the ears of the agents and playing in the virtual reality. That's what they got started, and that's why people are like on Drake's ass right now because this is what he like gave life to by playing like that and seeing this and not saying like, "Hey, look at this phony ass shit with white people," but getting involved in it, thinking it was cute and funny and like uploading me to virtual reality, like, oh, you're cute. What's after your case? Let's kick it and doing nonsense and stuff like that, just causing a bunch of drama. Long story short, what ended up happening with this is it says 37, right? And then it says Oakland, because that's where we all lived. And then it says here Bear Line, and it says 37 again. Like basically, this is gonna come up again. But Lake St. Clair is also Santa Clara, which is a town in California. I was actually born in Santa Clara. Now, one of the things is the Santa Clara has the 37, is on the latitudinal and longitudinal line of 37. Right. And there's like some like weird 30 super highway 37 thing that like goes across the United States that I found. I was like, that's a very weird. But this was coming up because there was a body left in the Great Lakes, Lake St. Clair or something like that. And this is what one of the things that they said that the Michigan rappers, Michigan, Detroit, whatever, Chicago rappers were like involved in. It was like some nonsense with that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's where this had come from. That's why I put that in there because they had blamed somebody, and this proves that they weren't involved. Right? There's some proof in here showing that they weren't involved because how did all this come out? This is like hella out of control because they're playing with spell work and playing with magic. And then also this Crow Canyon that came out too. But even in my social security number is 37. The last four digits of my social is 3768. Right. That's what I'm saying. There was hella shit that was going on. I was like, okay, this is really weird. But I know other people have seen this in their space too that are bringing this up and like collecting evidence because it's getting hella shit started. They're so goofy and ridiculous and delusional. They got caught so badly playing on Earth. This is so many lawsuits, so many people out of office. That's them. They had to do it. They set themselves up. Selfishness backfires badly. Remember, I talked about the sociopath's plight on my channel and how they always get caught up. And I'm gonna read Quran again. I feel like I need to like bring out another like verse that's just gonna basically like solidify it for us. Because one of the things that you guys can't say is that I sat here and like I searched through the Quran to go find this and this and that. It doesn't work like that. It's a divination. So it's God pulls us there and then gives us confirmation that these are the messages that they're sending. This is so crazy that and out of control how they went to go play. Um, and then look at this one, the court clerk. I was like, oh, do you have the JUD 100 forms on file? Because they rigged everything behind the scenes to know that this was illegal what they did. And she said, I've been instructed not to have any further communication with you. Do you see what I'm talking about with this nonsense? And then also too, why are you emailing me at 11:37? They were all involved in playing like this. She didn't get the document though. I never emailed that out. But this is gonna come back up again. Yeah, and then look at this. I said again the address for this place where they found all these bodies. This is in the Bay Area because they were playing with labor trafficking, human trafficking, starting a bunch of shit. A few people that they trafficked ended up here. That's what we're talking about. And everyone's talking about it. And again, investigators like the endowment could have something to do with this. And then all you have to do is go in the back end and search this bullshit. I'm telling you, this is not gonna go over easy at all. This is gonna start rounds of fuckery, rounds of it. Good. Just so you guys know how I rock. I don't play with bullshit and drama. So God said you could take it all the way. So I said this just might go all the way, and it did. And it started hella step. And there's still something that's gonna come out about what they started with all those rappers, and it's coming out because Matt Haney was uploading all the Bay Area rappers to the virtual reality, and it started a big ass war, and people were getting robbed, and hella stuff was going on. And his name came out in the virtual reality because everyone could hear his fucking voice, and you could see their face. They don't understand that black and brown people, we have a higher spiritual reality than you. So you're playing with the technology that's like below me, and it activated like my higher senses, so I can see even more. These are tools that we already had. So now I just know how to peep game because you're playing over here, so my eyes are here even more. You see what I'm saying? So they didn't understand when they uploaded us that that's like the capacity that we had. Good. So I also told you about the man that they were involved in, David Super. He's a part of like their network and stuff like that and starting shit. He had a unit in Trump Tower, number 37, and he owns the property management company that I used to rent from. Do you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, and his name was coming up because he had the technology that they were using to like launder money for people's Cash App and Venmo, and he had a bunch of registrations in Miami and stuff like that. And their name came up in Gucci Man, Keisha, because she got her car stolen, and you guys had seen that they rent out luxury cars and then they do valet. And they have a parking lot where they hide cars and stuff like that too. They got caught so fucking badly. Keisha found her car like 3 days later. I'm telling you, that happened on my channel. You guys have no idea who's watching my channel and how this has really blown up. That's why they're trying to hide what they got started. This is too explosive. You're gonna get your hand caught all the way and wrapped up in something so vicious. Whoa. When I say when a serpent is so dead on focused on constricting you, nothing is going to take that force out of her body. I've held a serpent before. A snake has wrapped herself around my body before. That's why I can say this. I've gone through certain things where people have tried to spiritually attack me in other bodies, and in my physical form, I've been constricted and I could not have moved. This is why I can say for a fact I know what I'm talking about. What they just got involved in was that type of magic, like playing like this, like they orchestrated it, basically like they weave themselves around like this, and they didn't see it till now. Yeah, and then these companies contacted me about like this nonsense, and then they were getting put in virtual reality. So that's just I just had to show you guys that, and everyone can say, but there's something going on here because why all this though? It's not a coincidence. Ooh. Well, that's all I have for you guys. You guys are going to see me soon because it's going to end up on TV. I just have nothing to say about it. And just don't talk to me because you guys know what you did and what you got started. And you just didn't think that it was going to go that far. This is crazy. Somebody's going to get smacked out for this. So, anyways, you guys, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Bye.